2 set points now. Let's see where this approach lands. It's not real deep. About halfway between the service line and baseline, and that gave Sabatini a chance to set up the way she wanted to. It's still set point.
Beautiful shot.
And from so deep, the only way she could pull that off is the fact that she's hitting it into the wind. She could drive it, and with the top spin and the extra pace, get it over, Steffi said.
2 magnificent set point saves.
2 winners.
She's sending a real message to Graf, Sabatini, because on those 2 set points and just in that point again, she tried to attack Sabatini's backhand, and Sabatini came up with the goods when she needed it.
Now it's break point.
Frame that one.
There's a blowout.
Deuce.
I was speaking with Chris Everett the other day. We were watching Graf play, and Chris said something I agree with. This woman has the best serve in women's tennis these days. For so long, that title belonged to Martina Navratilova. And it always helped Martina that she was a lefty. But Graf's serve has improved so much.
Advantage Graf.
Set point number 3.
Set Graf. 6-3. Ball point.
6-3. Steffi Graf, 1 set away from the Grand Slam. Sabatini to serve the first game of the second set. Graf just won the first set 6-3.
First set took 33 minutes. And some terrific stuff by both players. That was fun.
Go back, Trabe, and look at the set point again.
Watch this fantastic forehand falling backwards, just crunched, and though Sabatini was there, got a racket on it, couldn't handle it, just really overpowered, and that won the first set for Graf at 6-3.
15-love in this one.
You wouldn't expect a player to be able to get that much sizzle on the shot, falling away and being behind the baseline.
That's what you were talking about before. That's the way she has hurt her in previous matches.
This is an extraordinary shot off pace, but look at the big opening. Now, there aren't that many players who can do that consistently with pace. If you just block it down there, she can still get over to it. But that's what concerns Graf.
Perfect.
30-15.
They just keep having answers for one another. That's the kind of match you hope it'll be. High quality.
Loud. This match. Both banging.
Sabatini.
Into Sabatini.
First game, second set.
And now the tournament summary, sponsored by AT&T. The right choice. To summarize, Mats Wilander advances to the final for the second straight year. Steffi Graf has won the first set 6-3, one set away from a Grand Slam. And a reminder again that coming up next, Agassi and Lindell, the men's semifinal. That will follow. Pat Summerall with Tony Trabert and Mary Carrillo.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Women's final. Steffi Graf won the first set 6-3. Sabatini has won the first game of the second set. Graf serving.
Love 15. First serve. Love 30.
These are two kids.
18 and 19.
Yeah, out here in front of 20,000 people. Big TV audience all around the world.
Love 40.
And when you see these two in repose, it doesn't seem that they're capable of this kind of violent tennis.
Now you get them laughing, they giggle like little girls, don't they? Just get embarrassed, but not out here.
Just don't stick a racket in their hands.
Still a break point.
Deuce.
Big turnaround that could change the complexion of this second set. Sabatini would have been up with those 3 break points, 2 love, and serving.
from love 40. Graf now has the advantage. Well, a disappointment for Sabatini.
1-all.
And a big boost for Steffi Graf to get out of that situation. Love 40.
And it's one apiece in the second set. Graf won the first set.
Sometimes after a disappointment like that, you don't play the next game very well. Let's see how well Gabriela does in this one.
Love 15.
First serve percentage is very low for Sabatini, 48%. Graf 65. That's good.
Those statistics come courtesy of the Unisys Corporation.
I think Sabatini is trying to do more with her first serve in this particular match. As a result, she's not getting as high percentage in.
She almost has to avoid that kind of thing.
Well, and then to do that, what you do is just put some spin on it, take some of the speed off. That makes the first serve less effective, of course. At least less penetrating.
15-30.
It's a pretty gaudy statistic.
She has to have some pretty good winning streaks when you've only lost 4 times in 2 years and 134 or whatever it was.
It's Sabatini that beat her this spring. Though the last time Graf played Sabatini at the French Open this year, she won that one. Straight sets.
Wonderful reaction by Sabatini. Guesses right again, or anticipates, whatever you want to call it. She was there and also handled it at close quarters. 40-30.
Game Sabatini.
And Graf thought the serve was long. Game to Sabatini.
Sabatini leads.
Steffi Graf won the first set 6-3. She's serving now at 1-2 in the second.
Love 15.
And again, Steffi came back from love 40 to hold on to her serve to get 1-all, and then Gabriela was down love 30 on hers and got out of that. So Sabatini could very easily be up 3-love in this set.
Love 30.
again.
Second game in a row, down love 40.
Sabatini gets her break.
Sabatini leads 3-1.
Time for another cigarette.
Osvaldo.
But Osvaldo didn't have any discipline problems at home.
When Sabatini slices that backhand fairly short with the wind behind Steffi, she has a tough time getting over it and hitting it at all and keeping it in, so she has to try to take something off, shorten her swing, and get over a little bit more. So she's missed a few with the wind at her back. When Sabatini broke, there was a big roar from the crowd. Do you think that's because they want a third set, or do you think it's because they want Sabatini to stop the Grand Slam?
They just want to see more of this tennis.
I was kind of wondering that myself. I mean, Sabatini is so adored everywhere she plays, but surely all these people want to watch history being made too.
And Steffi doesn't do anything that you could criticize either on or off the court that I know of.
She's overplaying a bit, isn't she, these last few games?
Well, you know, the way she plays, when it goes in, it looks like it's gutsy and so, when it doesn't, it looks like she overplays because she hits it so hard all the time. Agassi's much the same. He hits everything so hard that when it goes out, you say he's overplaying. And Sabatini leads 4-1, second set.
We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. Steffi Graf won the first set 6-3. Sabatini is up 4-1 in the second. Women's final.
Seats quickly, please.
The U.S. Open of 1988.
And see, Graf is taking some practice serves because she's been broken, and she's also got another racket behind the court. So obviously she's a little worried about her equipment now. She hasn't got the right tension. She's not comfortable. So she's got a spare right behind her.
I think it was in her final against Martina at Wimbledon when she changed rackets, and boy, things turned around just like that. It was a change in tension, got it tighter, and all of a sudden she just started hitting winners all over the place.
When Graf was down this Wimbledon, a set and 2 love to Martina, she said afterwards that she said to herself, "Come on, you're a better player than you were last year." And she won 12 of the next 13 games. she's definitely centering the ball a lot more now, slicing over the backhand instead of coming up, slicing under the ball instead of coming over it.
This is typical, both feet off the ground. Again, not the way you teach someone when you're starting the fundamentals in tennis.
She's shaken though. She really she's lost her concentration or her composure or something.
Well, maybe normally the moment is getting to her as well. A break point for Sabatini. This could give her a 5-1 lead, and she would be serving for the second set. She made a smart play by sneaking into the net that last point. Caught Steffi by surprise.
Peter Graf, Steffi's father. I think the wind might be bothering its serve a little bit.
Long.
That's out.
Deuce.
But a very sincere return. She went for it.
Sincere.
When Margaret Court was playing in the finals of the U.S. against Rosie Casal to win the Grand Slam, she was a set apiece. She said much the same thing to herself. Come on, you've worked this hard. Now don't let this thing slip away. And she won the last set 6-1. They have tremendous resolve when they get in those spots.
Very well played.
Sabatini leads 4-2.
One thing about Graf, you'll never see her temporize. She goes after it, but it doesn't matter what the score is. That's why, Mary, I was saying it's so tough to tell when she's overplaying and when she isn't, because she goes after everything.
Sabatini serving at 4-2. Graf won the first set.
There's just no other woman player who can push Graf that far beyond the baseline.
Stadium Court at the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow, New York, the borough of Queens. Women's final. Gabriela Sabatini against Steffi Graf.
This spring, when Graf was not playing her best, that's what went off, her forehand. She said she had spent too much time. This match is just an hour old. Graf said she spent too much time in the United States. She spent like 10 weeks in a row here playing. And she said that was a real error. It was in that 10-week time frame where Sabatini beat Graf twice. She said she just got stale. She wasn't enjoying herself, and she was homesick. During that time, her forehand looked like it just did on that last point.
14.
Last year when she won the French, her first Grand Slam event, about 45 minutes later, we saw her dad, and we said, nice going, congratulations. We thought they'd be going for the champagne bottle. They said, we're going back out and hit forehand. She hadn't hit it this badly in 6 months.
It was real on. Her forehand by the French. She took a whole bunch of time off and practiced. And after beating Sabatini in the semis in Paris, she beat Zvereva in the finals 0-0 in 33 minutes.
Yeah, she apologized to the crowd for how quickly it went.
30-all. Some point.
And it is also break point now.
30-40.
There are many people in this game that think, Pat, that the 7th game of a set is a pivotal point. And that's the game we're in now. Sabatini either goes up 5-2 or Graf gets back on serve at 3-4. Here's where you'd bet the house that Graf was going to hit a forehand on this return to serve, I think.
Here it comes. Sabatini thought it was out. So does the crowd. It's